In order to run for political office, it takes some money to run a successful campaign. A wise political operative will tell you that you shouldn't spend your own money. You need to raise money from willing donors who want to support your efforts. But how to do that successfully, especially when there are so many good causes, nonprofits, and other political candidates all searching for the same limited group of donors? Welcome to PA Voter Information Network. This is Larry DeMarco, your host. Are you anxious about this upcoming election season? Well, I have a cure. Just click the subscription button on my YouTube channel and all your opponents are guaranteed bad luck. This is part one of a four-part series relating to the secret to successful political fundraising. I ran for office which required raising money, and I received my share of political fundraising advice. However, all the campaign fundraising training I received before didn't compare to the advice that my wife, Dr. Laura Sicola of Vocal Impact Productions, gave to a collection of nonprofit executives. Although she wasn't talking politics, everything she taught them applied to candidates, political activists, and advocates of political causes who need to raise money. Watch her break down the art of fundraising.
But you can't do it without the financial support of generous donors. So the question then becomes, when there are so many people out there trying to vie for the same dollars, how do you get more people to say yes to you? The short answer is, you have to master the 3 C's of vocal executive presence. Be able to command the room, connect with the audience, and close the deal. To do that, there are a few key principles you need to remember, but it all starts with a mindset shift. For a lot of fundraisers, there's an inherent discomfort in one of the most fundamental duties in fundraising, picking up the phone and calling someone for the sole purpose of asking for money. There can be a feeling of awkwardness, a dread that this is maybe not a call that people are looking forward to receiving. Oh gosh, it's another person asking for money, which can make you start to worry, will they feel like I'm bothering them? And even, should I be better at this? Well, this is where the mindset shift needs to take place. Because you cannot think about fundraising in terms of asking for money. Asking is a question. Asking a question like that puts them in a position of power over you. It frames the situation as, I'm asking you to be so kind as to help me. I am the needy one, you are the powerful one. You have all the cards, I have none of the cards. You are the prize to be won, and if I'm lucky, I'll win. This is the wrong mentality. When you communicate with any donor or prospect, your job is not to ask a question. Your mission is to speak, to lead. Your goal is to get them to see you as a leader whose vision they want to follow. You are in the position of power. You are inviting them to join you on a mission, and there's no other mission they'd rather be on. In order to help them see that, you have to find your leadership voice. Your leadership voice has 2 parts. The first is your figurative voice. Some might call it your author's voice, meaning a clearly honed message and broader vision. The second part is your literal voice, the sound and feel of that message as it comes off your lips, how it rings in their ears and lands in their stomach. This is not an either-or option. Influential leadership requires both. That's because leadership, at its core, is an image. It's all about how you're perceived and how that image influences other people's thoughts, feelings, and actions. Venture capitalists and other investors have an expression, bet the jockey, not the horse. What this means is that a horse that's predicted to win, if ridden by a mediocre jockey, inevitably will neither win, place, or even show. But a truly expert jockey can take a horse that may not be the favorite and get that horse to perform beyond anyone's expectations, leading the way to victory. Ultimately, before people bet on your horse, your idea, your charity, your request, they have to buy into you first. So what is it that makes people buy into you as a leader whose vision they want to follow? First and foremost, you need to sound credible. But how do you establish credibility? Here's a little framework for you. When you speak to someone, you communicate your message through 3 channels all at the same time. Imagine a triangle. On the first side is the first channel is the verbal channel. This is the figurative voice that we discussed earlier. It's the content of your message. Word choices, organization, stories, statistics, details, and whether or not you use fillers like, you know, I mean, it's your transcript, if you will. But raise your hand if you've ever gotten into an argument with someone where one person gets mad and the other one says, "Why are you mad? What did I say?" And the response is, "It's not what you said, it's how you said it." Anybody been there? A few, maybe, today? The fact is, it's both. Yes, what you say has to be clear, accurate, and compelling. But how you say it has to be equally compelling in a complementary way. This brings us to the other sides of the triangle, which look at the delivery of your message. The second side is the vocal channel. This is your literal voice. What does your message sound like? Do you talk too loud, too soft, too fast, too slow? Do you mumble? Does it sound flat and disinterested, timid, aggressive, or like you're just going through the motions rather than enthusiastic and speaking from the heart? Do you race through everything hoping to finish what you want to say before they cut you off? Or do you pause at strategic moments, letting your message sink in? But the how you said it part of your message has another piece that also influences that literal voice. The third side of the triangle is your visual channel. It's your body language, from your posture, hand gestures, eye contact, and facial expressions, to the way that you're groomed or dressed. Want to know what your visual channel is communicating? Video record yourself talking, then watch the video on mute. What's most important in establishing credibility is that all three channels are reinforcing each other. In the course of a single conversation, your words, voice, and body language may need to project confidence, sincerity, passion, empathy, gravity, friendliness, and more, depending on the context. You can only accomplish this when all three channels are in alignment with each other at all times. The problem is that more often than not, we don't realize that we're not in alignment. Research shows that when what you say doesn't match how you say it, your audience gives vastly more weight to your delivery than to your actual content when they're judging you and your message and your credibility. When they don't match, people lose confidence in you, and you lose that credibility, which means that you don't sound like a leader that they want to follow. This happens because we all have a blind spot. We know how we want to come across. We know how we think we come across, but we are not as clear on how we actually come across when we speak. Don't believe me? Raise your hand again if you've ever watched yourself on video and thought, "Wow, that sounded a lot better in my head." Yeah. Or, "What was I doing with my face?" The revelation is evidence that your verbal, vocal, and visual messaging are not in alignment as often as we think. To make matters worse, when you're making calls on the phone, there's no direct visual message, which makes your vocal channel carry nearly all of the weight in trying to match what you say with how you say it in order to sound credible.
This has been part one of a four-part series in which Dr. Sicola gives the secret to successful political fundraising. In the next episode, she will take a deeper look at the verbal channel, the actual content of your message. If you like this episode, please subscribe. Forward this link to the people on your contact list or social media friends. Click the like button and leave a comment. I would love to receive your feedback. And of course, if you'd like more information about Dr. Laura Sicola and Vocal Impact Productions, look below this video. You'll find the link to her website down there. I am signing off. Tune in next time. Bye for now.